Yeah, good morning. We are starting out with some clouds and sunshine in Springfield right now. We're dry in Springfield to start. It's 66 degrees out there, but we are finding some showers starting to fill in from the south with some showers and rumbles of thunder near Bentonville, Fayetteville, and over towards Joplin, and we'll continue to find some of these showers and storms fill in through the day today. It's 67 degrees in West Plains, a pair of sixes in Harrison, and it's 63 degrees in Fort Leonard Wood. So for your Memorial Day forecast, looking at some clouds out there today, getting into the 70s pretty quickly, 80 degrees for that high with some showers and thunderstorms around. A heavy rain and lightning would be the biggest threats for us today, so you want to keep that in mind if you're wanting to spend some time outside. We have a marginal severe risk out there as well. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible. Heavy rain also a threat. So we just could find one or two storms on the stronger severe side. So hour by hour, we keep some showers and storms filling in today. A couple of showers and storms continue overnight tonight and into tomorrow. The pattern stays stalled and stays active. So your holiday headlines include a storm chance out there today. One or two stronger severe storms possible. A flash flood watch is in effect for 1 to 2 inch downpours that could aggravate any already swollen rivers and creeks. The pattern stays unsettled through the week with flooding concerns continuing. Lauren.
All right, thank you, Elisa. New this morning, the Springfield-Greene County Park Board's indoor pools are now reopened to the public. Color 10's Nyjah McDonald joins us this morning to share how the pools will operate and why some still aren't open. Nyjah, good morning.
Well, good morning, Lauren. The city of Springfield operates 2 indoor pools, Chesterfield and Doling Indoor Aquatic Centers, which are typically open year-round but were closed for the last 9 weeks due to COVID-19 prevention. Jenny Fillmore Edwards works for the park board and says the indoor pools will operate under limited hours and capacity is limited at both pools. Edwards says Memorial Day is generally when the park board opens its 6 outdoor pools, but with a citywide hiring freeze caused by COVID-19, staff availability is currently limited.
We were looking at the possibility of not opening all of the outdoor pools even before COVID was part of the equation, but certainly now that COVID has impacted our community and certainly the Parks Department as well, it put off the lifeguard training, but it's also impacted our budget too. So, but really the availability of staff is the #1 thing. If we can't safely operate a pool, then we certainly can't open it.
Well, Edwards says lifeguard training has resumed now that the indoor pools are reopened. You can visit our website at ozarsfirst.com for more information on how to become a lifeguard.
Nyjah McDonald this morning, thank you. Memorial Day weekend often means a trip to the lake for many Missourians if you're not heading to the pool. And COVID-19 has not stopped thousands from heading to Lake of the Ozarks. Video taken at Backwater Jack shows a lakefront bar at Lake of the Ozarks. You can see many people here are not physically distancing at all, despite county orders and CDC recommendations. When Miller County leaders lifted the stay-at-home order at the beginning of this month, they required people to engage in physical distancing when not at home. There are also occupancy regulations. Only 25% of a building's occupancy is allowed, similar to the city of Springfield's order that went into effect Saturday. Now, the CDC does address swimming pools and recommendations for swimmers, both in and out of the water, and that's that they stay 6 feet away from people they don't live with. Scott Passmore is a news anchor who was vacationing at the lake and took this video and talks about how crazy it was to see many people not seemingly caring about the virus.
I kind of had an idea that people were going to be out on the lake with their boats and starting to live again, and that's exactly what I saw. It was just crazy. I mean, you would have never known that there was a coronavirus going around the nation. People didn't seem to care or know about it, or they just didn't think it was a factor. They were on top of each other and just having a good old time. Some people are joking about this thing is over. Others are saying you'll never get it. And others are saying all of Missouri is going to die.
You may have seen where we shared this story on our Facebook page. We want to show you a few of the comments. Joanne says, glad to see people out enjoying life instead of stuck indoors. Carolyn commented, this represents us nationally. How irresponsible. And Vicky says, it would be interesting to see if anyone comes down with it. It's a good test to see how it's going to be opening everything back up. In your news around the region, we're following up on a story we told you about earlier this month. The battle between St. Louis County and the House of Pain gyms ends in the county's favor. For weeks, House of Pain gyms have remained open for people needing to break a sweat even though the county said not to. House of Pain and St. Louis County took their fight to court, which eventually ended in a federal judge's decision. The judge ruled on enacting a temporary restraining order, thus closing the two gym locations. They've also ordered for a complete record of every person who entered either location as of May 4th.
It's just disappointing, you know, because from what I hear, there's other gyms still open, but now this one's closed because, you know, they were trying to stand up for what they believed in.
Barring any setbacks, gyms in St. Louis County will be able to reopen June 15th, but according to a message on the House of Pain door, the gym's lawyer says the small business may not be able to survive until then. Around America, a slaughterhouse in California is being watched closely after 153 employees test positive for COVID-19. This is the largest outbreak at a non-residential setting in Los Angeles County. The company says it's now made voluntary testing available for all workers and enhanced cleaning and disinfection. It's installed plexiglass and other physical barriers as well. Long lines could be seen all weekend outside 6 different National Guard armories in Minnesota. The Minnesota National Guard offering free COVID-19 testing to anyone who wanted or needed one over the weekend. The Guard says it had about 7,000 COVID-19 tests available. Officials say 2 people are dead and 7 others injured after a shooting in South Carolina. Law enforcement responded to the scene after someone reported hearing gunshots. The people who were injured were transferred to local hospitals. A 21-year-old man died at the scene, while a 17-year-old died at the hospital. 2 suspects have been arrested in connection with this shooting. In your news around the world, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announcing that schools in the UK will begin to reopen as of June 1st. Johnson explained that the decision followed those taken by other countries and was made in consultation with various levels of experts. The plan is to begin with primary school students, followed by secondary students by mid-June. Some Italian beaches reopened this weekend after months of being closed because of the coronavirus. Beach officials were on high alert to enforce social distancing guidelines as Italy continues to see a decrease in the number of active COVID-19 cases across the country. More than 56,000 were recorded as active on Sunday. That is a decrease of over 1,100 in 24 hours. Airports in India are preparing to reopen the country's domestic flight operations today. The country's civil aviation minister tweeted Wednesday that all airports and air carriers are being prepared for operations. Domestic flights were grounded in late March when India went into its first phase of lockdown to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Trees were uprooted, buildings damaged, and tens of thousands of homes and businesses lost power as a vast stretch of the western Australian coast was battered by a severe storm earlier today. Wind speeds reached 82 miles per hour, the fastest for the month of May since 2005. Heavy rain hit 930 miles of coastline. The rain and 26-foot waves caused flooding along the coast and eroded beaches. Up to 65,000 homes and businesses had lost power at the height of the emergency. No casualties have been reported so far. Bringing you some more local news, graves at the Missouri Veterans Cemetery are decorated with flags, but no Memorial Day services will be held this year in an effort to reduce COVID-19 exposure. All 5 Missouri State Veterans cemeteries are following CDC National Cemetery Administration guidelines on large gatherings. Flags will still be lowered to half staff, and instead of the in-person ceremonies, a video honoring veterans will be posted on social media. Memorial Day was declared a national holiday back in 1971. It's a day to honor those who have died in all American wars on the last Monday of May each year. The Springfield bus schedule will be modified today for the holiday as well. Routes and schedules will follow those normally offered on Sundays, which mean buses will operate from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. COVID-19 modified routes and schedules will resume on Tuesday morning at 6. Then on Sunday, May 31st, pre-pandemic bus routes and schedules might resume for city utilities. CU says it will be monitoring COVID-19 issues in the community before making a final decision. Here's a look now at what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Coming up, we're at U.S. beaches with the challenges police face enforcing social distancing. Plus, we talk with the commander of the International Space Station about this week's historic SpaceX mission. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
Top trend today, of course, is the Memorial Day holiday. Arlington National Cemetery is trending. That's where President Trump plans to be today. Many of its rituals will be happening as usual, but precautions will be in place. And all of the guards that you would typically see doing those rituals will have face masks on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting sight. That just gave me chills.
Yeah, because you're so used to seeing them. And
Yeah.
I've actually been there on an honor flight of the Ozarks, and yeah, I would imagine it will be quite different today. We want to encourage you right now to download the free Colorton weather app as well. We know it is the unofficial start to summer. A lot of people have their eye on the weather and on you today, Elisa, to see what the day holds.
Yeah, I think that app will really come in handy because we'll have some scattered showers and storms out there today. So not a washout every second of the day, but if you're wanting to barbecue, check the app, see if there's lightning nearby because you'll have those spotty showers and storms all day. 80 degrees with the cloud cover, and then we stay unsettled all week.
I see that little shower graphic, yes,
Yeah.
on the entire week there. All right, here's a live look at a sunrise here in Springfield. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great Memorial Day.